So reboots, remakes, and sequels and live-action reimaginings are all over the place with Hollywood, especially with the new Jurassic World Rebirth movie and the new Lilo and Stitch live adaptation. And just this week, we saw the premiere of Fantastic Four: First Steps, which of course is another iteration of the Fantastic Four franchise. That one stars Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic, and we're going to talk about him in a second here coming up. But the internet has been ablaze about this constant trend of reboots and sequels, and has a lot of people wondering, are we losing the plot here? Are we losing our creativity? Or does Hollywood need to come up with some more ideas instead of just cashing in on the past? So let's settle this debate once and for all, you guys. Did Hollywood get it right the first time with the original, or did they get it right with the upgrade? We're gonna find out because I have 5 original or upgrades coming at you guys, and you're gonna vote on which one was better. So to do that, all you're gonna do is comment right below 1 or 2 based on your answer. And I think this one might be a little interesting because we have some hot takes coming your way. So let's hop into some of these face-offs and find out if you guys prefer the original or the upgrade. So our first poll, of course, we have to keep it trending, and we've been talking about them. Do you prefer the Fantastic Four movie from 2005 or Fantastic Four: First Steps that just premiered this weekend? So comment number 1 or comment number 2 based on your answers. Now, if you haven't gotten a chance to see the new Fantastic Four movie starring Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby, go see it because the reviews are wonderful. What I think is cool about this movie is that it has a retro-futuristic feel to it as opposed to a traditional superhero movie like the original one. So my vote, I'm going with the latest Fantastic Four movie. I enjoyed the first Fantastic Four. We are not going to talk about the one that they made a couple years ago with Miles Teller. That one is not even on my radar in the sense of it being included in this. So we're gonna go with these 2 Fantastic Four movies. So you guys got 5 seconds left. Get your comments in. I see Julie in the chat. I see Obella Mafia. We see Danielle, Christina. Looks like you guys prefer the 2005 Fantastic Four. Maybe because you haven't seen the new Fantastic Four yet. That is currently out in theaters, so go check it out. And if you guys are watching from at home on TikTok, on Instagram, comment down below which one you guys prefer. I'm surprised by that one, but it gets even crazier. Let's hop into our next poll. Our next face-off for original or upgrade. Which is the better movie, Shrek 1 or Shrek 2? Now, this is a classic sequel and possibly the best sequel that's ever been made according to the internet. So go ahead and get your comments in, you guys. Comment 1 or 2 if you like Shrek 1 or Shrek 2. My answer, I think Shrek 1 was a perfect fairy tale. I think Shrek 2 was a perfect fairy tale with a banger soundtrack, with a cat and a sword, and with a fairy godmother serving vocals. Fun fact, I sang Holding Out for a Hero in my high school show choir concert because that's how much of an impact Shrek 2 made. But of course, you can't go wrong with the original that started the whole franchise and spanned almost too many movies, especially because Shrek has a new reboot coming out next year as well. We'll have to see how that one goes, but get your answers in, you guys. You guys disagree with me and you think that Shrek 1, the original, nailed it and that the upgrades aren't as good in comparison. Interesting. I thought Shrek 2 would win that one because over on TikTok, it seems to be a consensus that Shrek 2 is the perfect sequel. So if you're watching this from home, comment down below what you think is the better Shrek of these 2. I like you guys. You stick with the originals, but this one might cause a little bit of debate here because in our next head-to-head face-off for original or upgrade, might cause some discourse here. So who is your Spider-Man? Number 1, Tobey Maguire, or number 2, Tom Holland? So when it comes to original or reboot, this is more of an interpretation of the same character. Now, if your favorite is Andrew Garfield, we're not even counting him. He's right in the middle, and I feel like a lot of people don't choose him as their favorites. If you choose Andrew Garfield, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, comment 1 for Tobey Maguire, comment 2 for Tom Holland. Who is your Superman? Now for me, It's tough. So with Tobey Maguire, I feel like he was serving existential dread, and he was serving the trauma that is involved in his character. His little emo dancing haircut scene almost loses it for me. That one was almost unforgivable. So I love his interpretation, but I think Tom Holland nails the youngness of the role. Tobey Maguire kind of looks like he already has a 401k and a mortgage, whereas Tom Holland looks like a real high schooler. For me, I would go number 1, Tobey Maguire. Oh my gosh, that one went back and forth, but this one is a tie. Tom Holland almost had it, but the reviews are split. We got Mary, we got Margaret, we got a lot of people in the comments here. You guys are evenly split. Can't decide between Tobey Maguire or Tom Holland. So you guys watching at home, watching this on TikTok, let me know what you think. And comment if you think it's Andrew Garfield, Or, I also think, what's his name? Miles Morales from Spider-Verse. Kind of interesting here. But that also goes to show that Hollywood tends to recycle a lot of their ideas and use the same character over and over again. And we definitely see that with superheroes, but I want to know who the best Spider-Man you guys think is. All right, into our next head-to-head face-off for original or upgrade. So far, all of the OGs have been winning. So let's see if any of these upgrades can take over the lead in your guys' opinion. All right, so this one isn't quite a sequel or a reboot. It is a cross-medium adaptation for The Last of Us. So comment number 1 if you prefer the video game of The Last of Us, or comment number 2 if you prefer the HBO hit TV show The Last of Us. Now, a lot of people haven't played the video game, but let me tell you this. I have a funny story. So I used to date a Twitch streamer, and I would pop in on his stream to show my support, and he was playing through The Last of Us when it came out. I was enthralled because that video game plays out like a movie. You don't even realize that you're watching a video game. It is so cinematically beautiful that when the TV show came out, I didn't feel inclined to watch it because I was like, oh, I already know what happens. I already kind of watched it as a video game. And I thought that was so cool that the video game itself was such a beautifully cinematic masterpiece. But let me know what you guys think. What is the better Last of Us, the video game or the TV show? And this is another one that is evenly split down the middle. Looks like we have some video gamers in the chat, as well as some HBO Maxers as well. This show was absolutely beautiful. It, of course, got rave reviews. It is a huge show for HBO Max. But if you like your video games, definitely play through this one because I think it will not disappoint. Oh, you guys are still voting. Oh, there's still some discourse here, but that poll is closed. We're going to call it a dead even tie. So the original is still as good as the upgrade. Those two still hold up. But our last head-to-head face-off, I'm curious. I'm so curious to see what you guys think because this one is a reimagining or could also be seen as a prequel. So which one is better, The Wizard of Oz or Wicked? And I'm talking about the latest movie, Wicked. We can also include the Broadway play, but which one is better? Now, if you guys know me, you know what I'm going to say. I've seen over 100 musicals. Wicked is my life. I've seen it, I think 5 times. My mom has seen the Wicked stage musical almost 15 times. That's 15. That's how amazing this show is. But what I love about Wicked is that it's a modern reinterpretation of it. And you go in expecting glitter and you come out questioning the good and evil in human nature. Now, of course, we can't discredit The Wizard of Oz being the first color movie as well. And if we were to go anthem for anthem, Somewhere Over the Rainbow is so iconic, but Defying Gravity, that's an anthem. That gets me going. So totally different time periods here, almost a century apart. So I want to know what's better, Wizard of Oz or Wicked? Looks like you guys agree with me that Wicked tops the original. Now, I did want to comment on this one as well because I see Julie in the chat. I see Andy, a few more people here. I think that with Wicked, what they did well in terms of a sequel, a reboot, a reimagining, is that they took a plot and kind of remixed it with an entirely new story. I think with Hollywood coming out with all of these recycled material, that this is how you do recycled material in a new, fresh way that keeps it interesting. So this is what I want to see more from Hollywood, is not just a classic, another Spider-Man movie with the same Uncle Ben dying plot that we all know. Switch up the plot, make it a prequel, but from a different perspective, a villain origin story. I think that is what's going to keep Hollywood fresh and unique. But thank you guys for playing, and good to know that at least sometimes the upgrade might be better than the original. And when we post these on social media, I want to hear from everybody else what you guys think. But that's going to be it for our game of original or upgrade. Shout out to Bella, Mary, Julie, Candy, Nick. I see a lot of people in the comments here. Thank you guys for playing along. All right, so let me put these down. I'll outro the show here. We can get rid of all this stuff while I say my goodbyes to my friends here on LiveStyles. Thank you guys so much for such a fun episode. This was so fun talking about some of the crazy pop culture news of the week. Again, let me know what you think about Pedro Pascal. He is making the headlines in terms of entertainment news. Again, because he's in 3 movies right now, including that reboot of Fantastic Four, which again, if you guys haven't seen, it's out in theaters now, and I want to know from you if you think it's better than the original Fantastic Four that came out in 2005. But thank you guys so much for joining us. Make sure you are following us on social media so you can participate in our polls, in our social media questions, everything before the show even airs, or catch up on clips from the show that you may have missed, and participate in some of those other fun questions that you may have not caught during the live stream. You can also check out our website for more content, as well as products that we've had from previous episodes and any clips and content that you may have missed. That's at livestyles.tv. We're going live on Sundays at 10 a.m. and next Sunday we're joined by my friend Megan, who started her own skincare company called Mega Glow. She's going to be giving us a skincare 101, and you guys can't miss it, especially during these summer months where I'm sweating, my pores are getting bigger, that I could use some tips. So don't miss out on that episode. But thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you to everybody who participated in the comments. We will see you next week at 10 a.m. Toodles!